Well, at least some people are still going out on dates.
I find it so unbelievably evil. Unbelievably evil. It shocks my conscience and my soul that people as evil as this exist in this world. Okay? Watching these images, looking at these videos, seeing all these kids.
For some people, that's a dream date. For some, it's a nightmare date. And of course, there's a big divide amongst the right, specifically about this key core issue that there's a lot of destructive rhetoric on, as Ben Shapiro now is arguing that this rift surrounding Israel will, quote, destroy the right. Is that actually true? What's really going on here? As Nick Fuentes had some very interesting things to say unrelated to this that is kind of at the heart of this issue, this divide here, because as we know, this is the one issue that a lot of younger Republicans have a totally different viewpoint than the vast majority of the older type of boomer Republicans. This type of ideological clash is what a lot of people are describing this new divide as. I'm saying, hey, there's a way of having these conversations in a nuanced way that I think are more important than ever, and that's exactly what we are going to try to do here. Some people are just saying, oh no, all of those people are evil. Other people are saying, no, it's this other group of people that's totally evil. And I'm saying, hold on. Let's examine the issues point by point, case by case, make your arguments, and if something's wrong, you call it out. If something's right, you call that out as well, and you acknowledge that. But with the divide and type of gang warfare that's involved right now, it's very difficult to have this type of conversation. And if you appreciate our efforts in trying to do so, click subscribe and the notification button. We greatly appreciate all the time and attention that, of course, you spend with us. Now, in the making of this video, it looks like Israel is sending in more airstrikes right now into the south of Lebanon. As Daniel McAdams has said, the Israelis just can't go out without a single day without bombing things and taking people's lives. Listen, I said, as soon as the Gaza thing simmers down, and it's not simmering down, there's going to be another conflict. And it is. It does seem like the political leadership of Bibi Netanyahu understands that its future relies on conflict. All right. And I made that argument 2 years ago, saying similar points to what Charlie Kirk has made, saying it's now very politically convenient that there are wars that push back corruption charges, hearings against Bibi Netanyahu, and postpone a lot of the criticism, backlash, and protest that he faces within his own country. Now, the other side, let's be honest with ourselves, aren't that peaceful as well. I think we can acknowledge that, as there is what some people are even describing as a full-on civil war happening right now in Gaza, with Hamas going after other militia groups in the region that they've deemed too favorable towards Israel. And right now, Donald Trump is saying, yeah, we are going to have direct military action against Hamas. What? He, of course, threatened that in a Truth social media post. We're getting the breaking news a couple minutes ago. Oh, yeah. He's directing the threat as U.S. soldiers are there on the ground. And this was a part of the Gaza deal that a lot of people are like, well, hold on there. Why are American boots on the ground? Well, now it looks like there might be a justification to allow U.S. military troops to go fight Hamas, which would be something that I am absolutely, totally against. Why? Because it's none of our business. We have major problems at home, specifically financial problems, inflationary problems. I mean, listen, Donald Trump, he's great in a lot of places, but holy cow, can we stop spending money? Like, we are trillions of dollars in debt, and we continue to raise that number. I think it's $2 trillion that we're in a deficit of this year, if I'm correct. Way too much. And then he's talking about doing another $2,000 check give out. No, stop it. Stop spending. Stop taxing. Less government, please. And in a way, he's doing that. Now, it's going to be interesting to see what happens, because Trump says if Hamas continues to take people out, he's going to have no choice but to go in and take them out. And he specifically said, we, not just other countries, other militaries, we, the United States, us, me, you paying for it. As Matt Gaetz had a very interesting segment on his show today that MTG highlighted how some of the Israelis aren't that nice to Christians. And there's been some direct attack against Christians and Christian churches and bombings and mistreatment that a lot of people want to just hush. And they want to keep underground. But this is a legitimate concern as America is a majority Christian nation. For Christians to be treated awful, as Matt Gaetz reports on, and then there are multiple reports on this, is something that should be addressed with American politicians being like, look, we're giving you all the money, right? We're financing. We're the sugar daddy. You're the sugar baby. Stop attacking our guys. Stop attacking our Christians.
Wanting to come to America. He cited harassment and negative treatment of Christian groups. The nerve of Israel to demand America's weapons and money, but then refuse our touring Christians is astounding. About 3 billion people on the planet Earth.
And there's multiple videos of like Christians getting spat at, getting attacked by Jewish people, which is not cool. It's not all Jewish people, but there is this type of hatred. There's this type of stigma that if we're going to be the sugar daddy of someone, you got to make sure, hey, have some respect for our people and our culture and our religion.
Tie their faith to the geography around Israel. And I believe everyone needs a little more of the golden rule. Treat others as you would want to be treated. Some will criticize this segment and say that the problem of Christians being harassed in or by Israel is overblown. But it's not me saying it. It's Ambassador Huckabee. Is Ambassador Huckabee an anti-Semite now because he's criticizing the government of Israel? Of course he isn't. I wonder if any voices inside the Israeli government have spoken about Christians being harassed or harmed. Here's Isaac Herzog, the president of Israel in 2023.
In recent months, we've seen very serious phenomena towards the Christian denominations in the Holy Land. Our brothers and sisters, Christian citizens, feel attacked in their places of prayer, in their cemeteries and on the streets.
Christians in Jerusalem's Old City say they are often harassed, spit on, and even physically attacked by religious Jewish youth.
I view this phenomenon as extreme and unacceptable in any shape or form. This phenomenon needs to be uprooted.
Earlier incidents include the
Yes, it does, and it needs to be addressed here. As MTG says, Christians living in Gaza and Israel have told me many such similar stories. Pardon me. As Ambassador Huckabee responded to this, very interestingly, by saying, outright lie. Matt Gaetz knows how to reach me and could have asked. I do not call for a boycott. I instead argue all people to come to Israel and get the facts for themselves. Excuse me. And Matt ought to do just that. I think we already have a lot of politicians. Excuse me. Israel. Anyway, before playing the rest of the clips that I have planned for you, specifically with Steve Bannon, Tucker Carlson, this interesting Ben Shapiro and Nick Fuentes type of conversation about irrefutable differences that there's no going back on. Before playing all those, I wanted to tell you about wearechange.shop. We've got a lot of great supplements available to you. We've got a lot of great products, a lot of great stuff. We have t-shirts, we have teas, we have CBD. But our bundles, by the way, are pretty legit. I really like the bundles, and you get to save a bunch of money just by buying the bundles. And again, we have the Vitality Immunity Bundle, a great bundle filled with fish oil, magnesium glycinate, vitamin C, available. Saves you 10% off of purchases here. And again, get them while stocks last. A lot of the times, some of the supplements sell out. It takes a while. The Brain and Body Bundle, you get a 2-month supply of creatine. You get fish oils, 2-month supply of that. Really, really great stuff. I can't recommend it enough. We got the For Him bundle, and again, it comes in a really nice package. We do the to from, so if there's a birthday, if there's an anniversary, if there's any type of holiday, if it's Christmas, we literally make it so easy. So you just literally put in to from. The box looks nice. For the For Him box is just a plain old black box. The For Her gift bundle filled with 4 products that are really great. Filled with pink, sparkling paper, and a pink box that looks all pretty. And as a man, all you got to do is just buy the gosh darn box and then give the gift of health and peace for you by being able to, help your loved one out when it comes to a lot of the kind of physical and mental problems that, people usually deal with, mostly women. That things like magnesium and creatine help out dramatically. Women's creatine's level, by the way, lower than the males. Magnesium, lots of people are deficient in magnesium as well. Magnesium mist, really great to put on your feet right before you go to sleep. And then, of course, vitamin C, which is a great supplement that also helps boost up collagen production in your face. We are Change.shop. Check it out by getting some of the bundles. You support us here as an independent media organization. Now, Mike Huckabee is saying that this is a misrepresentation. We have Jimmy Mitchell saying he's taking notes from crazy Candy's playbook. Truth doesn't matter if it. And again, she's accusing him just trying to demonize Israel here. Matt Gaetz responded to a lot of the criticism he faced for making that video by saying, "I have no hostilities to Israel. I love it there. The people are wonderful. We've even spent time there together. I have strong disagreements with Netanyahu, who has done great damage to Israel. Conflating these things isn't helpful to Israel." Exactly. You can't just say, "Oh yeah, he criticized something that happens in Israel. You, how dare you?" Calm your tits. All right, calm down. It doesn't help that everyone's on the trigger, and even legitimate criticism and legitimate questions are now again, there are some crazy radicals that do hate all people, right? Doesn't mean you have to conflate that and say that is conflated with legitimate criticism that is based on political policy or domestic policy or foreign policy. I think all criticism is legitimate, and the people who do it face a lot of backlash for doing it. And the more backlash you do it, the more of a Streisand effect they create, because more people are like, wait, why are you reacting? Why are you deporting people? Why are you trying to get them debanked and arrested for criticizing policy? Now, I get it if someone's saying, all these people are, horrible. Yeah, but that's not what individuals like Matt Gaetz are saying. That's not what MTG is saying. That's not what Tucker Carlson is saying. That's not what Steve Bannon is saying. They're saying this.
This is just this obsession with it. And when I gave that keynote speech to kind of wrap up the National Conservatism Conference, which is kind of got a strong neocon, take on it, I said, to quote T.E. Lawrence from the 7 Pillars of Wisdom, what they told him at the time when he showed up at Cairo's military headquarters, they said, look, the Middle East is a sideshow to the main event, the Western Front. And
that's right.
The Arab Revolt is a sideshow to a sideshow. And I said, the Middle East right now for us, with everything geopolitically going on and the economic war, China, and our nation sliding toward a civil war around insurrection with a party like the Democrats have an escalatory ladder of violence. The Middle East is a sideshow, and the Israel issue is a sideshow to a sideshow.
Yeah. America first. We have some serious, legitimate problems here inside of the United States. Let's take care of those problems. Can we address that? That's the issue that Steve Bannon's making that I agree with.
That's full stop. And you can't let it be the central thing that you revolve around. And I'm a supporter of Israel, and I'm a supporter of the Jewish people. But the Israel first aspect of this has taken our eye so far off the ball, because they kept saying it's going to tear MAGA apart. It's not going to tear MAGA apart because it's not a big enough fundamental issue to tear us apart. And
now, Ben Shapiro disagrees. Ben Shapiro says, no, it's going to tear us apart. Nick Fuentes is like, I'm not coming together with these people.
That's why we have to focus on the time that we have to really take down the central thing that President Trump will be known for. One,
now, Trump could do this by saying, okay, guys, listen, I'm no longer going to be investing all my political capital, all of my time, all of my energy into Ukraine, into Israel. We're going to focus at our problem. We're going to fix ourselves first, right? That divide, no longer there. People are like, okay, fine.
Will be some of this peace on the Eurasian landmass, et cetera. But the central thing, if he can accomplish it, and we must accomplish it on his tour of duty, is the deconstruction of the administrative state and the destruction of the deep state.
Yeah, absolutely of key critical importance, as Matt Gaetz reposted that with an emoji saying 100. Now, again, lots of people are really tired of a lot of this stuff. Now, Ben Shapiro is making the argument, listen, this is going to destroy us. These are radicals. These are crazy people. And I would say, yes, there's some crazy people. Are the people that are having legitimate conversations crazy? And are they people that need to be destroyed? No. I think we need to have legitimate conversations that could de-escalate and put the temperature down in the room.
There's this weird idea on the right that the left wins because they're totally unified and they completely side with one another. The left is not winning. I know that we are sort of a depressive right, that we've gotten addicted to the depressive. The left is not winning. Donald Trump has been president those times, 2 times. Republicans are in control of the Senate. Republicans are in control of the House. Republicans are in control of the majority of governors' mansions. Republicans are in control of a majority of state legislatures. The left is not winning because of their unity. They're being destroyed because of the thing I'm talking about happening on the right. Because they decided that the nut jobs and the radicals in their own party could not be condemned under any circumstances. They decided to feature.
Who are the nut jobs and radicals? Like, okay, there's some. Sure, you can make that argument. But in talking in mass generalizations like this, you take legitimate criticism and legitimate people asking legitimate questions, and you kind of lump them into this group, which I think is very not nuanced.
Feature Ilhan Omar on the cover of magazines and unite around the crazy college protesters and the BLM rioters and the transgender radicals. And guess what? They got their asses kicked because of it. Yes, they didn't expel people from their party, but moderates walked away. The non-crazy walked away.
Now he's making the argument, look, the left embrace the radicals. We need to push away the radicals who criticize my favorite country need to be pushed away, or else we're going to end up like the left did for entertaining these radicals. An argument that a lot of people believe in and think is a legitimate argument.
This is the dirty little secret of how Donald Trump won the election of 2024. He ran as a moderate. People who were moderate picked him above the unified left that was siding with all of their radicals and defending all of their radicals and massaging all of their radicals. Because it turns out this is a very big country.
Now, I disagree with Ben Shapiro's definition of a radical, because he says, oh, you question where your money's going? Radical. You don't want people deported for writing op-eds about foreign policy of my favorite country? Radical. I don't think that's radical at all. Now, there are radicals. There's crazy people that took up arms and screamed free Palestine and shot people up. Those are radicals. Those people, obviously, are people that are crazy, insane, need to be dealt with, need to be addressed. But do you throw the baby out with the bathwater for Ben Shapiro? I think it's very convenient that you do. I say you do not.
With an awful lot of people. And the vast majority of them are not loon bags. And the vast majority of them don't like the lunacy. And beyond that.
But when we look at the kind of trends, especially amongst Republicans and right-wingers, younger people have no more kind of temperament for saying, okay, foreign country, Middle East, we got to take care of that. That's our most important issue. We got to make that our rallying call. The young people are like, no, it's not. We got other things to worry about.
We need to be real about the agenda of many of the people who are continuing to rely on the kindness of the quote-unquote traditional Republicans who quote-unquote don't want to attack right. Marjorie Taylor Greene is dividing the Republican Party, not the people criticizing Marjorie Taylor Greene. She is attacking the president day in and day out. Who's dividing the party? The people who mention it or Marjorie Taylor Greene?
Yeah, I think what MTG is doing is great, right? I disagree with some of her opinions, but like that's what makes the right great. We're not all like bootlickers. We're not all people who just kind of go along with what we're being told to do. That type of spirit is important. Now, is there ever going to be a unifying kind of moment? I don't think so. Nick Fuentes even talked about how Matt Walsh talked about how the right needs to unify after what happened to Charlie Kirk. Nick Fuentes responded, I'm never going to unify with you because you work with Ben Shapiro.
But I said, look, it's really hard for anybody to unify with you, Matt, because you work with Ben Shapiro, Andrew Klavan, and Jordan Peterson. And they are all in the pocket of Israel. And we know that these people, they hate us. Like anyone that is not.
I think the hate's mutual, to be quite honest. I think everyone's egos and pride is involved here. I think conversation discourse has broken down. And everyone hates everybody, especially around this issue. And you try to navigate it, it's like, you better be on my side. And I'm like, stop. Like, you're being ridiculous. And I'll probably get criticisms from both sides of the aisle. I don't care. I do not care.
Not down with Israel, they actually hate. And like, it's not a Christian thing where it's like, we love our enemies. No, like they want us dead. Just like the left wants us dead. Shapiro wants us dead. Klavan wants us dead. And think about the way they talk about us. They call us filth, garbage. Like they can barely conceal. It's like,
that's a little bit of a hyperbolic statement. I think both sides hate each other. I think there needs to be a debate between these two. Come out, bring out your best arguments. I would love to see that. It looks like there's also going to be a debate between Tucker Carlson and Nick Fuentes. That should be very interesting. But I want to see the best ideas win here. All right, that's what makes the right great. We're able to not just fall in line, not just be low lemmings. That's why I disagree with Ben Shapiro. I disagree with some of the things Nick says as well. But what makes the right great is that we're willing to be individuals. We're not collectivists. We're not communists. We're not all just going to be like, yes, Trump, go bomb Iran. Yes, Trump, go spend more money. Yes, go increase the national debt. That's not good. It's not helping us. Yes, go send more troops. Yes, go spend more money on nothing for us. Now again, Trump, go into war. Yes, good job. Yes, end those wars. Good, great. You got my full support here. Right? It's about a nuanced conversation. If you thought I provided one, subscribe. Share this video. Thank you so much for everyone getting the his and for her bundle, the health bundle, the brain bundle, the vitality bundle. I'm going to be here for you guys bundling up. And this is why I love you guys. Stay tuned for more. All here exclusively on youtube.com/wearechange.